From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Afternoon Edition.
Right now on the Afternoon Edition, grab your umbrella on the way out the door. You might get caught in a bit of a shower today. Weird weather. Thanks for being with us this Tuesday. I'm Ann Magovic. Let's get right over to meteorologist Jessica Birch for our first alert forecast. What are we looking at, Jess?
And a little bit of everything right now, because for some of us, we're seeing a little bit of sunshine. Others of us still dealing with some showers in the forecast for us. At least as we head into the next couple hours, that's just the trend. And it looks very similar to what we dealt with yesterday, with on and off showers in the forecast moving in from offshore and some breezy conditions moving in from offshore too. We could see wind gusts anywhere up to around 30 to 35 miles per hour as we're all dealing with some cloudy skies and some showers sweeping currently over the east foothills, Milpitas, just near San Jose. As we zoom in a little bit closer to those foothills, that's where the bulk of the action is down in the Santa Clara Valley. You head a little bit more north, all the way into areas like San Francisco and South San Francisco. We have some showers sweeping throughout those communities too. Drier for our friends right now in Nevada, Petaluma and Santa Rosa, just north of that near Healdsburg. We're watching those showers kind of just sweep throughout the Sonoma and Napa Hills. Now, heading into this afternoon, we'll see on and off showers develop, but that will start to die down into the overnight hours tonight. We see dry conditions into our Wednesday forecast, and we're gearing up for beautiful weather for the rest of this week. In total, we'll see close to around 1/10 of an inch all the way down into Ben Lomond. Back to you.
Starting with some developing news, mass layoffs beginning for federal health and human service workers. We've been watching them packing up their offices at the federal building in San Francisco. The department says it plans to lay off 20,000 people nationwide, and it has begun. Veronica Macias live for us in the city. Veronica, what are you hearing from people?
Lots of sadness here and this morning. Earlier, we were able to talk with a regional program manager here at Health and Human Services Region 9 office, and she tells me everyone, the 65 people within her division that have been let go today, just an overnight notice, they are devastated and heartbroken. A lot of people making careers here at HHS over the years. And earlier, we also spoke with other people who simply are in shock of the news. Now, we know that this email came overnight and it was very brief. It didn't say much. It just basically thanked people for their service. And while people tell me that the writing had been on the wall, and this comes really as no surprise to them, they're really describing these layoffs as chaos and really a blow to public health services. This morning, employees again received that letter of termination, and many of the people we talked to say they've made careers here. Imagine working somewhere for 25 years and then being let go because the administration, they say, believes that your job is useless. Workers say last week they received news that 5 out of the 10 offices were going to be scrapped completely, but there was no indication what offices. And while the administration is aiming to cut some 10,000 jobs to streamline work, these cuts, according to workers let go today, will soon impact the greater public.
These are the services that serve the taxpayer, and they are gone. The people who administer these programs are gone. So I don't think the regular taxpayer understands how government works and how these services actually serve them until they don't get their Social Security payment, they don't get their SNAP, they don't get their welfare check.
Meanwhile, Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in a statement saying, "We are realigning the organization with its core mission and our new priorities in reversing the chronic disease epidemic." As for the workers that we talked to that are being let go today, they tell us, for the remainder of the day, they're going to take a deep breath. But already, and some of them are looking to appeal this decision and seeing what legal action they can take. As for former Secretary of the House here in California, Nancy Pelosi, of course, this being a building dedicated to her, she also released a statement already slamming this short-sighted decision, she says.
All right, and we have that statement coming up. But yeah, Veronica, boy, sending all the good vibes to those people trying to figure out what they're going to do next. Appreciate your live report. As we said, San Francisco Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi responding to the potential closure. Here is part of her statement saying, "Make no mistake, the reported plans to restructure HHS and close the San Francisco regional office would directly harm our most vulnerable communities and make America sicker. In coordination with my colleagues in Congress, I am examining all possible avenues to fight back against these irresponsible cuts." And it's not just layoffs. California Attorney General Rob Bonta is suing today over $11 billion in cuts to public health funding. Bonta says that money is critical to California's emergency health response.
Funds that are being used to identify and track and address infectious diseases like measles, bird flu, Zika, and Ebola. That are being used to ensure access to vaccines, fortify our ability to respond to emergencies, provide mental health and substance abuse services, and modernize critical public health infrastructure.
President Trump set to announce reciprocal tariffs tomorrow, calling April 2nd Liberation Day. But exact details not clear right now, which is fueling uncertainty amongst consumers and business owners. The president indicated the rate for tariffs could be lower than what other countries impose on U.S. goods. The reciprocal tariffs come on top of the 25% tariff set to take effect Thursday on foreign vehicles and auto parts. The White House defending its policy, saying the new tariffs will raise revenue and spur business at home. Well, the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all opened lower again this morning. They had a few blips in the green as investors continue to brace for the tariffs, but the Dow now down about 150 points this afternoon. In a new CBS News poll, more than 50% of Americans say they disapprove of the president's handling of the economy and inflation, two key topics Mr. Trump ran on. And let's take a live look now at the U.S. Senate floor. That is where New Jersey Senator Cory Booker and some other lawmakers have been spending hours. They've been speaking through the night and the day. They are promising to disrupt the business of the Senate to protest President Trump's agenda. The speech is not considered a filibuster because Senator Booker, who was leading this, is not blocking legislation nor a nomination. Back here at home, Santa Clara County is about to get a level 2 trauma unit back after the previous owner of Regional Medical Center downgraded the facility and reduced services to try to save money. Santa Clara County now taking over ownership of that hospital in East San Jose, adding the facility to the Santa Clara Valley healthcare system. They say the agreement will allow level 2 trauma and stroke care to resume immediately. Thousands of the University of California healthcare, research, and tech workers are all hitting the picket lines today. They are protesting what they call unfair labor practices. At UC Berkeley, protesters from 2 unions were out this morning. The negotiations for wages have been ongoing, and now the union says that the UC system has imposed higher healthcare premiums, even though the system promised that it would not do so while they were bargaining. This is their 4th strike in a matter of months.
So many of my colleagues are in the healthcare field, and wait times for patients have been a really big problem due to the understaffing crisis, and it's also making delays in research. And I have colleagues doing really important research in things like bird flu that can really come back to haunt us later down the line.
You know, when you press the call button and you need someone to come to you, sometimes it's a certified nursing assistant, or sometimes it's someone working in the pharmacies. And if there aren't enough people on staff, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. You'll have to just wait longer for, the critical blood work.
So this is a one-day strike. A spokesperson for the UC system says they have met with both unions, offering a generous wage and credit for health care increases. The last UC worker strike was in late February. Officials at UCSF Health say they will continue to have regular operations at their facilities, including emergency care during the strike. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, 2 measures involving transgender athletes playing in girls' sports up for debate at our state capitol. We're going to have the latest on that. Plus, the A's playing their first home opener away from the Bay. We'll hear from fans who made the trip. All right, we are following developing news out of Sacramento. A state assembly committee has blocked a bill that would have banned trans athletes from competing in girls' sports. That same committee is hearing public comment on a second transgender sports bill right now. We will be following that for you. Committee currently considering AB 844. That would reverse a state law that allows trans athletes to participate in girls' and women's sports in elementary school and up to the college level. It also has bathroom and locker room restrictions. A new chapter for the A's. The team that left the East Bay played their first game in their temporary new home in West Sacramento last night. Sutter Health Park is where they are going to be playing until their final move to Las Vegas in a few years. There was a packed, sellout crowd for that A's debut, which they lost 18-3 with the Cubs. And we spoke with some fans who made the trip to Sac.
My dad's 97. He's an A's fan. We used to go to Oakland Coliseum all the time.
It's bittersweet. It's not the Coliseum, but it's nice to have them closer to home so that maybe we can see more games.
I'm from Sacramento. I've been waiting for the A's to come here my whole life.
Well, at least somebody's happy. But fans wanting to catch an A's game this season may be experiencing a little sticker shock. An A's ticket at Sutter Health Park, at least last night, was the most expensive in Major League Baseball with a median price of $181. That is according to the secondary ticket site Game Time. I'm hearing the prices are much less for future games after that big loss last night. With the A's moving on, though, fans left behind in Oakland are choosing sides. Will they continue rooting for the team or drop the team that left? Kevin Coe has their reaction.
Misha Katagasha was born and raised in Oakland and is still rooting for the teams he grew up with.
Definitely been a tough 10 years or 5 years from our teams moving away. But at the end of the day, that's where we're from. Rooted in Oakland, staying in Oakland.
With the Raiders and Warriors already gone, Oakland sports fans unfortunately know what it feels like when the team you love leaves you behind. It was a cold reality check for fans like Misha when the A's followed suit. He says Oakland sports franchises never bought in like their fans did.
It is all about the money. There is no commitment to the culture in any organization or any sport. As long as you make the money, they're fine. If you don't make the money, they don't give a excuse my language.
For Misha, that means watching his A's in Oakland, while fans in Sacramento pack a sold-out Sutter Health Park on opening day. The A's will play at least 3 years here, but they'll never go by the Sacramento or Sacktown A's. They'll officially be the Athletics until they make their planned move to Las Vegas. Fans in Sacramento are taking it all in stride.
People seem to be happy, or at least in good spirits.
We used to go to Oakland Coliseum all the time.
That was a horrendous stadium to be to, but you know what? You still went there and supported those guys. Now we're coming here. We're going to sit right on top of these athletes who, we've idolized as kids.
Back in Oakland, many have already moved on. Tatiana at People's Barber and Shop says it's hard to invest in a team that didn't invest in itself.
No offense, but the A's weren't always doing the best. So it's like, if they left, it was like, well, sad to see you go because it was something to do. It was fun to like go to the games and drink and stuff. But, I never bought an A's jersey.
But for Oakland fans who still wear their A's gear, it's hard to leave the team behind as they play just a few hours away.
I'm actually thinking about going on Wednesday. Yes, spring break, so I might take the train up, go to the day game, take the train back. Again, not that proud and happy to do that, but as I said, I'm a sports fan. What the hell am I gonna do? Root for the Dodgers, or the Giants? No, Oakland is who I am and where I'm from.
All right, so let's take a quick look at what's going on over in Oakland and everywhere else throughout the Bay Area too, because it's been cloudy and it's been cool for us today. Our daytime highs this afternoon widespread throughout the Bay are really only topping off in the 50s. And then to add to that, we're still dealing with this unsettled weather, which probably was a little bit inconvenient for you getting to work and school this morning if you got splashed by some of these. We're still seeing some of the heavier action just along the foothills in the South Bay. Closer to areas like the East Foothills. It's drier now near Milpitas, but we were dealing with some more active weather just about an hour ago there. Now you head along the peninsula, Pacifica, all the way up into those mountains and right back down into the bay. We're dealing with some light to moderate rain there. Drier conditions in San Francisco currently, but it's still on and off as we head into the next couple hours. It looks very similar for our friends up in the North Bay too. So here's what it's looking like as we head into the next couple hours. From lunchtime until around 3 o'clock, we'd still have that unsettled weather lingering around the Bay Area with gusty conditions, wind speeds anywhere up to around 35 to 40 miles per hour along the coast, and drier conditions into the overnight hours tonight. So from now until this evening, we could still see close to around 1/10 of an inch anywhere down into the South Bay, or at least closer to Ben Lomond. A less impressive number along the coastline, too. So taking a look at our wind gust real fast, just to kind of get up to speed, it will stay breezy along that shoreline near Bodega Bay down into San Francisco, heading into the afternoon hours today, into the overnight hours tonight. That will start to die down. And with that in mind, let's just take a look at the next 7 days. From now until tomorrow, we're going to see a little bit of a warm up. And then we continue that warm up as we wrap up this week, heading into this weekend's forecast. 70s are right around the corner for us in our inland spots as early as Friday, with sunny skies in the forecast, too. Now, you make your way over into the Bay, closer to San Francisco, across the Bay Bridge into Oakland. It's the exact same trend, just a couple degrees cooler and a little bit cloudier as well as those showers move in. Well, those clouds move in from offshore. We'll still experience that sunshine as we head into Friday and Saturday, with more rain heading into next week. Back to you.
All right, this is getting a little creepy. Artificial intelligence is getting smarter every day, and a new AI system could possibly spot certain medical conditions way in advance by analyzing a person's face. But then it goes farther. A Spanish company called Neurologica says that its advanced technology can measure people's emotions. Nearly 100 of them, even in large crowds. The creators say their system has the power to detect a range of neurological issues like a stroke or a brain hemorrhage.
They start exhibiting unique emotional patterns that are imperceptible to the human eye, but that we can capture with our technology. And they're micro movements of your face, they're dilations of the pupil.
So the AI is designed to interpret and understand gestures, emotional, mental states, and attitudes. In addition to healthcare, it's being used in education, security, and defense. The faces, they don't lie. Yeah. Well, I guess we're not going to have the ability to lie either. It's just a lot. Thanks for joining us for the afternoon edition. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app.